Hello friends, for those of you who do not know, I am Gypsy and today I have a pick a card reading for you. I have 4 piles for you to choose from. This reading is about what is your current soul lesson? What are your guides and angels guiding you towards learning at this time? It seems like in life we're presented with various challenges and we keep getting presented the same challenges until we learn the lesson. It can be quite difficult and frustrating at times because we don't quite understand what it is that we're supposed to be learning. So I felt that this might help get a little bit of guidance in what you're supposed to do and changes that you could make at this time to stop being presented with the same challenges over and over again. I myself have started a new venture, so as well as doing psychic readings, I'm also creating crystal pendant jewelry. So I've used some of my pendants that are currently available for the pick a card, so you can choose from those. Now, at the time of me filming this reading, all of these pendants that I've chosen are currently available on my website, which is linked in the description box. However, I cannot guarantee that the time that you are watching this reading, that pendant is still available. All right, so let's get into the pile selection.
Okay, so as I mentioned, I have 4 piles for you to select from today. Pile number 1 is the Charoite pendant. Pile number 2 is Larimar. Pile number 3, Lapis Lazuli. Pile number 4 is Rose Quartz. So have a big deep breath in. Breathe out slowly. And pick the pile that you are most drawn to at this time. Once you have made your selection, you can go to the description box of this video and click on the timestamp to take you straight to your pile. Thank you.
Okay, pile number 1, for those of you who chose the Charoite stone. Charoite is actually very rare and it's a very spiritual stone. So Charoite helps us to connect clearer to our guides and listen more carefully to messages. It helps to raise your vibration so that you can better connect to the spirit world. So it's a really good one for light workers, mediums, or just people who want to develop a closer relationship with their guides. So I feel as though the stone that you've chosen probably has something to do with the message here in the cards. Also, it helps us as light workers, we give out a lot of our energy freely. So this stone helps us to recharge our energy so that we don't get drained. So perhaps you are currently giving out a lot of your energy to others and not necessarily filling your own cup, right? So let's have a look at your cards, pile number 1. So the first card that we have for you is the Sacred Waters, and it says nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. Okay, so perhaps you need to take a bit of a break at this time, pile number 1. Let me see what the clarifier for that one is first. Justice card. Now this is about, as you can see, we've got the scales here. So this is about balancing things. So with the stone that you chose and this message coming out, I feel that you are giving too much of your energy. And this could be that you're working really hard, or you're just giving a lot of your time, a lot of your energy to somebody else, and there's a bit of an imbalance here. So your guides would like you to recognize that there needs to be more balance here within your life and the care that you're giving to yourself. Giving too much at this time. This could be to a relationship, a work situation, you know, like working too many hours, not enough rest. It could be to family members around you or friends around you that you're just giving too much and you're not receiving enough back. And the message here is to ensure that all relationships and situations within your life are balanced. Let's keep going. The next one we have is the Thorn, and it says protection, boundaries, and clear communication. Yeah, so this might be talking about, like, so a work situation, they might be wanting you to work all these extra hours and they're not necessarily compensating you fairly for it at this time. Or if this is a relationship, you know, perhaps you have helped somebody and they just keep asking for help, but they're not necessarily giving you anything back. I need you to do this for me, I need you to do that for me, or I know pile number 1 will help out. They're always helping out, that kind of thing. And not necessarily giving you anything back, draining your energy, being a bit of an energy vampire around you. Let me see what's clarifying that one. The Ace of Cups. Now the Ace of Cups talks about again, I did say when I was talking about the stone, about filling your own cup. Look, this cup is overflowing, and I feel like people perceive you as having all this energy to be able to give to people like you've got enough, but you're not filling your own cup here. This also talks about new relationships coming in as well. So it could be that you have new friends or people that you're just meeting around you, and you so want them to like you, and you want to develop the friendship, that you're giving too much of yourself in this connection and not necessarily taking care of you, right? So it talks about new exciting people around you, or perhaps you have met somebody around you who has really clear boundaries and you could learn something from this person, right? So establishing boundaries with people is the message that your team wants you to hear right now. Okay, let's keep going. Rapture, sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, and pleasure. Okay, so for some of you, this could be a new relationship, a sexual relationship, or this sort of thing. So taking time to do what makes you happy, what makes you feel good. Sometimes we can get to the point, especially if we have young families and things like that, where we feel like giving ourselves the pleasure that we desire and the things that we desire seems selfish, right? And we want to give to other people because society tells us that we are being selfish if we are taking care of our own needs and our own desires. And that is certainly not the case. You can't continue to give your energy to every situation, people around you, and not give to yourself as well, pile number one. Let's see what's clarifying that one. The Four of Swords. So it seems like taking a break would be an intense amount of pleasure for you, right? So the Four of Swords, again, we already had this one here about rest and self-care, and this is the same message again. Having a bubble bath, doing the things that light you up, taking a break, taking a trip by yourself, just to replenish your energy, sitting in meditation, things that you're like, I don't have time for this because I've got to do this and I've got to run after the kids and I've got to work extra hours this week, and you know, I've got to make ends meet, and I've got to go do the grocery shopping, and I've got to take care of, you know, this person who's unwell, or I've got to run around after my friend who's having a hard time, right? Taking care, taking time out for yourself. You know what they say about when you're on an aeroplane and you need to put your mask on first so that you can be helpful to others, right? And it seems absurd, right, when we have young children, because we think, oh, of course we're going to put their mask on first because it's our job to protect them, right? But you cannot protect them if you are not able to help, right? Because you've got yourself into a drastic situation and you've drained all your energy, and this will lead to like sickness and becoming unwell if you're constantly giving of your energy and you're not filling your cup. Next up, we have personal guide in reverse, and this one says guardian angel and spirit family. Let me see what the clarifier of that one is first. Queen of Cups, the same message here, right? So you are the guide. You are the guide for people. You are loving and compassionate. You are the person that they come to, you know, when they need someone to talk to. You are a great listener. You are always, your door is always open. You know, people know that they can give you a call and you will just pop the kettle on. Doesn't matter what they're going through. You will take some time out, save some time for the people around you, right? But you cannot continue. You can be this person. You can be this person, but you cannot continue to be this person without receiving something back, without receiving the energy back, because it will just continue to deplete your energy. This is a very repetitive message that's coming through here from your spirit team. And it feels as though perhaps you've already started to see signs of your energy feeling drained, and you're just feeling really tired, and you know, life seems to be slowing down, and you can't continue to be a yes man and say yes, yes, yes without reaping rewards, right? Okay, so next we have the Ascended Masters, devoted spirits with specific intentions in the reverse. And the clarifier for that one is the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So this is like not defending yourself in a situation. So while you're this kind, compassionate person for other people, you're not necessarily doing this for yourself. You allow people to take advantage of you, and yet you would never allow people to take advantage of someone that you love. So I know this may sound harsh, pile number one, but this is giving me a little bit of doormat energy. People know that you will come to the rescue, that you will come to the aid, and that you won't necessarily stand up for yourself. If someone comes at you and criticizes you for something that you've done, you're more likely to go, oh, okay, apologize, how can I make things better? You want people to see you as this kind, nurturing, loving person. And perhaps you are somebody who has had strong boundaries in the past, but it seems to be slipping here, or it seems like you need to step up in order to defend your own energy. People know that you're not going to say no, right? This is what this energy is coming through as. Oh, pile 1 will just say yes. Pile 1 will do it. It's fine. Next up, we have animal totems. And this one says animal energy and powers. And clarifying that, we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is, as Knights are about action, right? Taking action, moving forward. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the tarot. And when he comes out in the reverse, this is like not moving at all. This is stillness, right? So with this animal totems card, your guides are communicating with you with animal totems. They're giving you repetitive animals. So you may find that there's a specific animal that you keep seeing, and I would really advise you to look into animal totems. So if you are constantly seeing a leopard is one of my animal totems, right? So if you are constantly seeing leopards or snow leopards or the same things like pictures of snow leopards, you're seeing them on TV and you're thinking, wow, that's a weird coincidence that I just keep seeing, you know, dolphins everywhere or something like that. Type into Google animal totem and whatever the animal is that you keep seeing, because it's really fascinating some of the messages that may be coming through from your guides at this time, right? So keep your eyes open when it comes to animals. You may also find during this time that you just find animals, like a lost animal or something like that. I might find that somebody asked you to adopt a kitten or something like that during this time. And that is your guides sending you animal guides, animal spirit guides. All right, so be very open to this at this time. Let's keep going. The next one we have Triumphant. So, okay, that's a great card. Let's see what's clarifying that. The Six of Wands in the reverse. Now, this is being successful, and yet this is like, okay, in upright, this is being successful, everyone congratulating you, celebrating you, this kind of thing, right? When this comes out in the reverse, this is negative attention or not wanting to be celebrated. So there's some sort of win here, or thing that you've achieved, or thing that you are, you know, at the top of your game, or you're doing really well in one area of your life, pile number 1, and yet either people aren't recognizing you for it, or you're not wanting to be celebrated at this time. Perhaps you don't like the spotlight, perhaps you don't like it being the center of attention here, but you need to be more comfortable with your authentic self. And if you are achieving something amazing, you can celebrate yourself. It seems like you're blocking the energy from coming in here, because this would be an energy exchange. Like I said, there's an energy imbalance here. So perhaps you're somebody who can't take a compliment very well, or it makes you feel uncomfortable, or you don't like people sharing your success or talking about your success, right? This kind of thing. And I feel like the lesson here is that you are just as worthy as the people around you to receive the accolades, to receive the attention, to receive the help. Perhaps you're somebody that would never ask for help, right? And yet you give it so freely. So have a look at your energy and where you are causing blockages by not letting energy flow freely. It's the same with money, right? So people who have money blocks, they might be good at saving money, but they're not good at spending it, right? So you need to create an energy flow in order to receive more and more money coming in. You need to be spending your money. And that sounds weird, but the more you allow it to flow in and flow out, once you stop and you start getting in that mindset of scarcity and lack, the money stops flowing. That's when you receive more and more lack, right? You receive more bills, you receive less clients, this kind of thing. If you can just allow it to flow in, flow out, flow in, flow out, it just flows, and you get more and more and more. And it's the same with this kind of energy, that you are causing this blockage here, right? you may feel like you're a little bit unloved or unsupported at this time. And it's because you're not allowing people to support you. You want to be the person that, you know, shies away from attention and hides away in the shadows, this kind of thing. That is not helping you to be open to receive love, right? Love is the next card. Yeah, there is love out here, right? Let me see what's clarifying that one. The sun. Oh my goodness. This is so intense, euphoric feelings of love. And I feel like this is what is out there for you. This is, yeah, I was just heard God's love, right? And that card says God on it as well, right? So you are so worthy. You are just as worthy as anyone else to receive love from people around you. But you may feel like you have not received that, or you've not been shown that within your past. And a lot of this sort of stuff comes from lessons that we've learned throughout our lives, throughout our childhood, throughout our relationships of the past. And people have constantly taken advantage of us. So we get this idea in our head about this is the person that we currently are, and this is just how people treat us, and people don't respect us in the way that we respect them. And so this is what we come to expect. And this whole message from Spirit is about shifting your perception. If you need to wake up every morning and say to yourself, I am worthy of love, I'm a being of love and light, and I give love freely and I receive love freely. If that is what you need to do, and if you don't believe it, say it until it clicks, until it feels right, until you start to believe it, until it makes sense. And it might sound weird me telling you to go and say these things in the mirror, but they do work, because it helps to shift your mindset into, it's not about you being able to give love. You give plenty of it. You are such a loving being, but you need to be open to receive it. I am open to receive love. I give and receive love freely, this kind of thing. You are a leader, okay? Let's see what's clarifying that one. The Empress. So the Empress in the tarot, she's the queen of self-love in the tarot. So this is all flowing so perfectly, so nicely in these messages here in these cards. The same message, and I feel like because it's the same message over and over and over again, I feel like your guides have been trying to drill this into you for a long time. And perhaps you go, all right, I'm going to be a little bit selfish. I'm going to do something for me. And you run yourself a bubble bath, and then you don't do it again for 6 months. You know, perhaps you're always buying stuff for the kids, and you're out shopping, and you want to make everyone else happy, but you couldn't justify spending $50 on yourself to buy yourself something beautiful, to make you feel loved, to make you feel special, right? And I know, because I've been through this myself. So the Empress is loving, she's abundant, she takes care, like she's the Empress, right? So she represents the mother. So she actually takes care of everyone around her. This is the energy that's been coming out for you, but she also knows how to fill her cup. People just admire her and the fact that she can take care of herself. She's so generous with herself as well as with others. Women want to be her and men want to be with her, right? Her energy just draws people in. And I want to say here, because you are a leader is coming out, one of the best ways that you can help people around you is not by telling them, you got this, you can take care of yourself. And, you're probably giving out all this crazy advice to people about how to get back on their feet and how to take better care of themselves, and you're not taking your own advice. With this You Are a Leader card, this is making me feel like the best way to show people how to take better care of themselves and how to love themselves is to do it, is to be an example of that, right? So showing people that you are going to show up for yourself, that kind of energy rubs off on people. They go, wow, look at what pile number 1 is doing. They're not worrying about everyone else. They're focused on themselves. They're completely loving themselves. And I want to be just like pile number 1. I want to be friends with pile number 1 because that person knows how to take care of themselves. They know how to nourish themselves. Pile number 1 is like the queen of self-care, and I want to be just like her or him, right? Okay, let's keep going. Grace. Okay, I see where this one's going. Okay, clarifying that one is the 3 of Cups. Okay, so as you can see here, the 3 of Cups talks about celebrations, something to celebrate, something to be excited about. Also talks about friendships. It can be like our girl tribe getting together. And as in this card's got like girlfriends coming together and celebrating as well, right? Now, grace is about, being gracious. So perhaps you have learned from your childhood that it's a little bit conceited to celebrate yourself or to put yourself first or to make a big fuss about what it is that you are doing and, this sort of thing. So you've been taught to be gracious about things and not to, put too much focus on what it is that you are doing, right? So although you seem like the hype girl, right? So as soon as your friends are doing something, you're the one that's like, yes, girl, you got this. I'm going to celebrate you, right? I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader, right? But you don't want that in return, or you're not allowing that in return. So keep that in mind, pile number 1. Authenticity. Okay, this is about being authentically yourself. Okay, so let me see what's clarifying that one. Ooh, okay, so 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so what may have happened here, right? Because this is talking about you've learned to be graceful, you've learned to not be out in the spotlight, okay? Now, this would indicate to me that there was a time where you were living within your authenticity. This could have been in your childhood, in your teenage years, or it could have been more recently, right? Where you were just unapologetically yourself, people were drawn to you, whatever, because of your authentic vibe. And then something here has happened, right? The 7 of Pentacles is about taking stock and readjusting, right? Because you're not getting the attention that you want, or you're getting some sort of negative attention. So perhaps you were living your authentic life and just being you, and then somebody criticized you for that. Could have been like a past relationship. Perhaps you had a partner that was quite critical and said that you needed to be a specific way. Perhaps it was a parent or loved one that told you that you were not enough. The way that you were was not enough, and you needed to be different, or you needed to give more, or you needed to be less selfish, or something like that. This is like a past trigger that you're holding on to of, well, I showed up as myself and people didn't like that, so I had to take stock of what I was doing and change the way that I was putting myself out in the world, and a readjustment here, right? But Spirit is telling you, no, that yes, okay, you've learned that lesson, but it's a wrong turn. You need to go back to living authentically who you are. If you are a little bit crazy, a little bit quirky, and people do not like that about you, you should scream even louder. You should show off even louder how crazy and quirky that you are. Find your people, find your tribe. If people are not vibing with who you are, they are not your people, okay? Friendship. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you, because you've got all these friendship cards out here, right? This one talks about, as I said, girl tribe, friendships, celebrations, and this is a friendship card as well. So this could have been a certain group of friends that you were ostracized from. Like, it could have been like a childhood thing, a parent or something like that, but it might have been a group of friends, and then you were showing up in some sort of way. People felt threatened by that, and they come to attack you, or ostracized you, or blamed you for something, or accused you of something that painted you in a negative light and perhaps affected your reputation, okay? Yes, so clarifying that, we have the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords in the reverse, this is my blocked card when this comes out in reverse. So this is cutting off somebody, cutting off any friends who don't like to see you shine authentically. Cutting off any friends that are taking advantage of your energy that you are giving so freely, right? So this means that you are going to, once you place these boundaries, you are going to have to learn to say no. And no is a complete sentence. You do not have to explain yourself. Also, if you're invited to like events, you know, like I get invited to a lot of stuff and I don't want to do it. Like, I can't be giving all of my time to everybody all the time. There's things that I just don't want to go to, that I'm just not interested in. And I have learned over the years to just say no. I don't have to go to everything to make everybody feel loved and welcome. I can make people feel loved in other ways without having to attend absolutely every single event that I go to. I'm not somebody who generally likes to attend events, okay? So I had to learn to say no. And, you know, people are not okay with that sometimes, but you put boundaries in, and if they cannot respect your boundaries, you need to let them go. You need to cut the energetic cord here, right? He's got his sword here. This is about, you know, just saying, okay, well, I'm no longer, let me look at this closer. I'm no longer allowing you to take my energy, to drain my energy, okay? So if you cannot give to me, I can't have you blowing up my inbox telling me that you need this from me, you need that from me. And it might be just like emotional support. You know, it might be like a friend that has a lot of drama in their life and they're always like, oh, this is happening and that's happening and, you know, this kind of thing. And you're like, oh, I just don't have the emotional energy for this anymore. Perhaps they're in some sort of toxic cycle relationship and they're constantly, you know, wanting your help. And that's fine. You can support somebody, but then they need to make certain changes within their life to improve their life rather than draining your energy, if that makes sense. Acceptance. Okay, this one says down the bottom, I'm learning to accept the things I cannot change. All right, so what are we needing to accept here? The Queen of Wands. Yeah, you need to accept that you are a badass bitch, all right? That you are a leader, because this is like this leadership card again, right? That you are somebody who is excitable and has their own dreams and their own desires. And this is the kind of person that is going to make things happen. Now, the Queen of Wands, she can be a little bit selfish at times, right? She puts herself first, okay? And people follow her. People follow her lead. And this is just what we've talked about. But you're not accepting this about yourself, right? You need to accept that you have this Queen of Wands within you that wants to just show up in the world and be a leader and take charge of a situation and doesn't want to be so freely and giving of her energy. Now, you've also got the Queen of, this is the energy you're in now, right? The Queen of Cups. She's loving, she's compassionate, she's warm. Everybody loves the Queen of Cups, but they also take advantage of her, right? And they take advantage of her kindness. The Queen of Wands would never allow that. The Queen of Wands is like, I will give of you the energy that I see fit, okay? And I'm going to put myself first and light up my own life and things like that as well. Okay, almost finished. We have balance here. Okay, so we've already talked about the balance and restoring the balance. This one says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world and I do so without judgment. Let's see what's clarifying that as, okay. So the Queen of, the Two of Swords in reverse here is clarifying that one. Now, this is a message of, you know what you need to do to restore balance. You know where the imbalances are within your work life, within your relationships, you know what's draining your energy, and yet you're refusing to do anything about it. You have been aware of this for some time. You don't need me to point it out for you. You know that this is a lesson. You know that these things are going on, but you're refusing to do anything about it or make any choice or make any decision or cut people off or put these boundaries in place, right? So now's the time, okay? You're going to continue to draw people in who disrespect your energy and drain your energy if you cannot learn to establish boundaries. Change, okay? Change, and this one says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So you need to make the change in order to make changes in your life. If you want to become this Queen of Wands, you need to make changes by putting those boundaries in place, okay? Exactly what I just said. And lastly, clarifying that, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Now, the Eight of Pentacles talks about working and putting effort in to something, okay? So you need to decide which of the relationships around you are worthy of putting all this extra energy into, which ones are of value, which ones put the work into you so that you can then put the same work and effort back out to them, okay? Also, for some of you, you may be facing a decision to make a change within your workplace. Perhaps your workplace is demanding way too much of you at this time and you're going to actually think about changing to a whole new job as well, okay? That's all I have for you, pile number one. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile number two, for those of you who chose the Larimar pendant, Larimar is used to calm the energy. It's a stone of healing, calm and serenity, restoring peace to otherwise turbulent energy. So the fact that you've chosen this stone means that you probably have a lot going on or you've experienced some drastic changes recently, okay? So this is currently available on the website, which is linked in the description box. Yeah. Okay, so it seems to me that you've got a lot going on right now to have chosen that stone. So let's have a look at the cards. Okay. The first one is Release the Petals, Transformation, Death and Rebirth, Shedding all change. Yeah. So this is like similar to the death card, right? Which is a complete, so when we get the death card in a reading, this indicates the end of a cycle. So it's like, it's change, but it's big change. It's those drastic life changes. So it could be like the end of a relationship, the end of a chapter of your life. And sometimes when we're starting anew and we have to start all over again, it can be quite scary. So it's release of the old and in with the new for you, right? Clarifying that one, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so whatever this ending was, or whatever this transformation is, this is something that happened quite quickly, quite suddenly, and perhaps you weren't ready for the change, or it just felt like all of a sudden it wasn't how it was anymore, or things were so different, and perhaps you weren't prepared for this sort of aggressive change. Okay, because the Knight of Swords is quite an aggressive energy, you know, it's quick, it's fast paced, comes charging in, and it changes everything up, right? Okay, so the next one that we have is come to me, attracting like a rose, receive abundance and desires, right? So this is about receiving from spirit what it is that you want, right? Okay, so let me see what's clarifying that one. The Page of Swords. Now this is a messenger, this is information. So you may be actually putting out there to the universe, please send me what it is that I need at this time, and you're waiting to hear back from spirit. What is my purpose? Why has this ended? You know, what is the goal for me? What is next for me? When am I reaping my rewards here, spirit? You know, when will be my time? You're waiting for something, you're waiting for some sort of message or some sort of indication that your desires are going to be met here. Or you might be waiting for some information about a new home or a new, you know, whatever blessing that you're wanting at this time. It's like you're waiting for the information to come through here. Okay, Lineage of the Rose, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul coal and gather. Okay, let's see what's clarifying that one. The Five of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the Five of Cups in reverse here. Now the Five of Cups is about grief, sadness, loss and pain. Okay, so when this comes out in the reverse here, this is about not being able to let go of the past. So whatever this has happened, you're not ready to move on from it yet, or you're not ready to receive the information or receive what's happened, or you're not wanting to accept what's happened, or you're not ready to let it go. You're still very much there in the past. You are not in a space where you can move on and just grieve and move into the next chapter. It's like there's something from your past life, or there's something from your past experience here and the way that you were living and what it is that's ended and you've had to let go of, that you're just not ready. You're not ready to let go of that right now, pile number 2. Okay, animal totems. So animal totems are animals that we see consistently, and our guides often talk to us through animal spirit totems, and they'll send us the same animal over and over again. You're like, am I going crazy? I'm literally seeing eagles everywhere, or frogs everywhere, or maybe something really random that you're seeing them pop up on TV, they're popping up in your newsfeed on Facebook, and you're like, what is this? I feel like this is a message. So what you do is you go onto Google and type in animal totem, frog or jaguar or eagle or whatever the animal is, and have a read through the information, because they have different meanings, and you just take on what resonates with you, because it's a special way that your guides can use to communicate with you at this time. Okay, so the Hermit in reverse here. So the Hermit is about shutting yourself away, right? Not wanting to get out. And with this animal totems, I would really encourage you to go just alone, out into nature, out among the animals, among the wilderness, right? And just have a look. And even a good thing to do is to just go out somewhere where there's like wildlife, right? And just say to spirit, please send me a guide, an animal guide or a sign, and just wait to receive your animal message or your animal totem, right? And it might be a really random animal as well. It might be a beetle or a swan or something like that, okay? And just look it up and just sit with it and see what the message is for that animal totem. Shamanic healer. So you're in a space of healing right now, okay? Again, there's an eagle on this. I did say eagle for some reason. So I feel like for someone here, it's actually an eagle that you keep seeing, or that you are repeatedly seeing, or that is your animal guide here. Clarifying that one, we have the Six of Swords. Now the Six of Swords is really interesting because of the crystal pendant that you chose, right? So the Six of Swords is about things that are turbulent around you, right? So they're on a boat here and there's turbulent waters, and this person is packing up their stuff and moving on to where the water is calmer, and that is literally what this crystal does, right? So when your energy is feeling like a turbulent ocean, when you wear that crystal, it sort of rebalances your energy to a state of calm and peace and serenity. So that's a very interesting card to come out here. It also does talk about moving, so perhaps you're having to move house right now, or you know, something happened within your life that means that you have to move on. And now this could be physically moving, or it could just be like emotionally moving away from somebody or a relationship or something like that. But it's about moving away from a turbulent situation into a place of calm, okay? And I feel like with that, clarifying the healer card, this is what you need to do in order to help yourself heal. Distance yourself, and I don't mean like locking yourself away and not communicating to anybody around you, but just taking the time that you need away from whatever situation or person that is making you feel unloved. That you know, I feel like part of you's clinging on here. There's a clinging energy of like, I'm not letting go of this. I'm not ready for this to end. I want to hold on to this, and this is like moving away. Allow the energy to flow, move away from it. If it is meant for you, it will return, right? I know that's a bit cliche, but that is very true within energy, okay? Ascended Masters, devoted spirits with specific intentions in reverse. Let me see what's clarifying that one. The High Priestess. So this is like you're not recognizing your own path here, your own spirituality. So whatever this situation was, there was something that you put before yourself. It feels like a little bit of codependency going on here within some sort of connection or relationship, and so this is why you're having difficulty letting go here, okay? But recognizing that you are your own light, that you create your own power within yourself, because I feel like you've really given your power over to someone else, to some sort of situation here, and that's why it's so difficult to let go. Forgiveness, okay? Clarifying that one, we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So the Ten of Swords, now this is again, the Death card indicated an ending. This too indicates an ending, and it's a painful, difficult ending. It's often a sudden ending, something that we don't necessarily see coming. With this in the reverse, this is like you're unwilling to accept. Perhaps with this forgiveness, perhaps you're waiting on an apology. Perhaps you are beating yourself up and you can't forgive yourself for something that's happened. Perhaps you're going over and over the events in your mind of, you know, what part you played in it, and blaming yourself here, okay? But it's like you need to be comfortable with the fact that you may never get an apology. You may not ever be forgiven. Perhaps you've given an apology to somebody and you're just wanting them to forgive you and make up, and perhaps that's not always the case. But this is the Ten of Swords in reverse, is about unwilling to let go of what has ended, but there's definitely a definite ending here in the energy. Wise decision. So perhaps you're thinking about, what could I have done differently? Did I do the wrong thing? Did I say the wrong thing? Could I have prevented this? Is there anything I can do now to change it? The Knight of Wands, which is an action card, right? This is action knight, right? He's fiery, he's passionate. So you have a lot of passion in regards to this situation. Did you act too impulsively, right? Because this is somebody who acts, on impulse, right? Did you do something too impulsively? Did you end something and now that person doesn't want to continue on with you? You know, this sort of thing. Did this person make an impulsive decision? Is there something that you could have done to change it? Is there something that you can do now to change it? Because this Knight of Wands is ready to go. Like, what do you want me to do here? How can I change it? How can I fix this? Okay, I'm ready to go. There's a little bit of a desperation energy coming through here, pile number 2, right? So I feel doing some activities that are really going to rebalance your energy is really going to help you at this time. Be brave, okay? Be brave. Let's see what's clarifying that one. The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about reassessing a situation. It's about making a new plan, okay? So what needs to be done here, pile number 2, is that things here have not gone to plan. They have not worked out the way that you wanted them to work out. The first job for you is accepting that something has come to an end here, pile number 2. And the next step here is creating a new plan for yourself, venturing out and going after the things that you want, right? When a situation ends, it ends for a reason, and it's so that a new energy can flow in. Whenever something ends, that creates space for new energy to create something new. This is about, like, what are your dreams? What are your desires? What are your visions? This is like the beginning of a new journey, looking out and going, okay, so what steps do I need to take? What decisions need to be made here in order for my new reality, my new normal, the thing that I'm not willing to accept, right? You can't make this plan without first accepting that whatever this is has come to an end here, pile number 2. Wisdom. So this talks about lessons learned here, okay? Let's see, clarifying that, we have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords, this is about heartbreak, pain, betrayal, sadness. So it could have been a relationship that come to an end, could have been cheating. Sometimes this talks about third-party situations, okay? But it's painful. Whatever this was quite painful. But now, after you are, so you've got like a little bit of a storyline here. So first, accepting what has happened, accepting that it is the end. 2, making a new plan here. Then you will move into the stage of healing, where you're able to gain wisdom and recognize the reasons why this has happened and what has been opened up for you, and learning that there was a higher purpose to this happening, and the lesson that you need to learn so you don't repeat the same mistakes in your next relationship or within other people around you, so you don't keep attracting this same situation to you. This is the lesson that needs to be learned here, right? Also, I'm getting a message saying it's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad. I feel like there's a lot of sadness around whatever this shift is. And tears are okay, all right? Energy. I'm going to read this one because they're saying read this one. A light inside my fire divine. Energy fill me, make me shine. Okay, so this is about getting that energy back. Recognizing who you are without this situation, without this person, without this thing that you feel you need so bad. That's when you will step into the energy of recognizing who you are. What is your own energy? Letting go of any codependency here. The Five of Swords in reverse talks about mental conflict, okay? So this is about conflict, drama, this kind of thing. In the reverse here, I always feel like it's like an inner conflict. So I feel like you're going to go back and forth, right? It's not going to be an easy transition of, oh, okay, then I've let that go. You're still going to have days where, good days and bad days, where you're like, oh, I still wish I could fix that. I'm still holding on to that. It's going to be a bit of a process, pile number 2. But go easy with yourself. Allow yourself to be where you're at. Some days you're going to be waking up full of energy, saying, I'm so much lighter without this in my life. I'm so much, you know, my energy is so much more vibrant now that I've been able to let this thing go, and I'm excited for the future. And then you're going to have days where you're like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to the way things were, right? Friendship. Clarifying friendship, we have the Four of Pentacles. Now the Four of Pentacles is, as you can see here, she's holding her coins, or I like to say This is like holding your cards close to your chest here, right? She's not willing to share her heart. She's got these coins guarding her, right? She's quite guarded at this time. And I feel like this, so you're holding back from your friends here. You're not sharing with them your pain. Perhaps you feel like you don't want to be a burden on people around you, or you can't trust people anymore because of what has happened here. And I just want to encourage you to open up a little bit. You know, sometimes a problem shared is a problem halved, and you can have people around you just listen, right? You just need to find the right people, okay? I feel like there's things that you're not sharing, and I feel that you would really, really benefit from sharing what you've gone through and sharing your experiences with your friends, okay? Abundance. This one says, I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. That's right. And I feel like that is where the problem lies here in order to pick a new path, because it's actually remembering or accepting or learning or believing that you can create another new reality for yourself. And what you had previously was not everything that you thought it was going to be, right? Yeah, so clarified by the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So abundance is out there for you, but then with the Ten of Pentacles, this is abundance and stability, right? So this coming out in reverse is like, you had this abundance. You had this before and it fell through. How can you trust that that would not happen again? How can you trust that something stable and something that seems so secure just slipped through your fingers? What if that happens again, right? You can't live your life in fear, because if you do, you will remain stagnant and you won't move forward at all. Okay, pile number 2. Blame. This one says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay, so let's see what's clarifying that one. The Ten of Cups. So who are you blaming for this situation? Are you placing heavy blame on yourself? Now the Ten of Cups is like you're happily forever after, right? This is what you had. You were in ultimate abundance. You were so prosperous and happy with everything that you had going in your life. You had your dream. You seemed quite stable. Who are you blaming for this not working out? Are you blaming another person? Are you blaming yourself? Because these kind of resentments and energy need to be released in order to move on to the next thing, in order to allow this back in again. Otherwise, you create a blockage here of this energy. So if you start to tell yourself, I don't want that again because I could lose it, or I can't have that again for any reason, that creates a blockage in being able to manifest it back into your life, okay? Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Okay, so you can be honest with yourself about what role you perhaps played in this. Were you too trusting? What lesson is there to learn so that we don't repeat this cycle over again? Okay, or was somebody dishonest with you? Okay, let me see what's clarifying that one. The Emperor. Now the Emperor is somebody who likes to control a situation, okay? So this could be like somebody's trying to control the narrative of a situation. The thing about the Emperor is he's very charismatic, he's very business-minded, he knows what he's doing, and so we tend to put our trust into these people. But I feel like I want to encourage you, pile number 2, to put your trust in yourself, not rely on anyone else for your stability, to make decisions for you, right? Because this Emperor is quite good at making decisions and taking the reins of a situation. You can be this Emperor, okay? You don't need to rely on another person with that codependency theme that keeps sort of running through here. Perhaps the lesson here that you need to learn, pile number 2, is not to put all your faith and trust in somebody else to take control of your life when you can do this for yourself, right? Because when that's no longer working out anymore, it can be taken from you. Whereas if you've achieved all these types of goals and successes and stability for yourself, and you just have somebody that comes in and shares it with you, and it can't be taken from you in the future. That's all I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, for those of you who chose pile number 3, you chose the Lapis Lazuli pendant. So Lapis Lazuli has been used for centuries to ward off evil and as a talisman to protect against negative energies and people that may be sending you some negative energy, right? So perhaps you have had some people around you saying negative things about you or feeling some type of way about you, okay? So that could be why you chose the lapis, but the lapis actually takes any negative energy and turns it into positive. It's also a really good stone to use if you are trying to attract luck and abundance and money, or if that's something that's really important to you at this time, as it just generates wealth and luck to the wearer who uses it. So this pendant is available now on my website. So if you're interested in purchasing, the link will be in the description box. Okay, let's get into your cards. So the Breathing Rose is your first card. Heart healing, emotions, connection, and time eases. Okay. So we're going through some sort of phase of healing here, which seems to be a common theme here for the piles so far, pile number 3. Okay, so let's see what's clarifying that. The 10 of Wands in reverse. Now the 10 of Wands is about having a lot of responsibility, having a lot to carry, a lot of responsibility here, and this is in the reverse, calling upon somebody to come and help you, being able to delegate some of that responsibility. So perhaps you've been carrying some sort of burden from something that's happened in the past here, and you're learning to be kinder to yourself and release what it is that you've been carrying. So it seems to me, pile number 3, that of all the piles, you've actually started doing some of this healing work that needs to be done. Okay, so you've already started the path of just releasing anything that does not serve you or that creates burdens in your life. The next card that we have is, of course, my neighbor. So I'm sorry for that sound. Of course, my neighbor wants to start using power tools right now. That's okay. The next one we have is Come to Me, attracting like a rose, receiving abundance and desires. Okay, so this is about being open to receive. And that makes sense with the Lapis Lazuli because it does create abundance. It brings luck and prosperity, right? Clarifying that one, we have the Two of Swords. Now the Two of Swords is about not making a decision, right? Not being able to see which option's best, which way to go, which decision to make. So this could be a decision in regards to your business or finances. Perhaps you're thinking about buying, selling a property, you want to move but you don't know where you want to move to, or you've got various business options available to you and you're undecided about which steps to take or what to invest in or what will be financially lucrative for you. But this is about sort of having the blinders on a little bit, not really paying attention to the signs and the synchronicities around you that will be guiding you to the right decision, and instead sort of just waiting for an opportunity to come, you know, rather than making decisions about where to next and putting steps in place to achieve your desired result, right? So you have all the desires, but you're just like, haven't really made a decision about which one to move towards. The Sacred Waters, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. Okay, so this is a side message about taking care of yourself. Okay, so make sure you're looking after your own energy, that you have everything that you need. I feel that pile number 3, you are the pile that does a little bit too much with that 10 of Wands in reverse. So you take on a lot of burdens, responsibilities. You have big dreams and big desires here coming out as well. So be aware that you might be putting too much energy into things. It's okay to work a lot and to do a lot and to want to achieve a lot, but at the same time, make sure you're taking days off, taking a vacation, taking some time away with your family, having a rest, running yourself a bubble bath, getting out in nature, really connecting with your own energy rather than just depleting it to the point where you're going to make yourself sick, right? I love it when this happens. Okay, the Strength card in reverse, right? So this talks about illness, weakness, sickness. Okay, so that's right, that's where this is headed. You may actually be unwell at this time. Perhaps your health has taken a turn. Perhaps you've ended up with the flu because you've been just depleting. It's like burning the candle at both ends, right? So your energy you may feel, it's just you don't have the energy. Perhaps you're relying on a lot of caffeine and things like that to get you up and going in the mornings because you don't have the right energy. And they're talking about sustenance here as well. They're showing me like food, like fruits and vegetables and things like that. So make sure that you are feeding your body with enough to sustain your energy, particularly if you are doing something that's more active or you're in a more active physical role, okay? Archangel Phanuel, hope, optimism, and new beginnings, right? So you do have this hope and optimism, which a lot of people miss, right? A lot of people don't have that. So you do have the dreams, you have the desires, you have an idea about, you're excited for a new beginning, you're excited for the next chapter, okay? But there's still some decisions here that need to be made on exactly what that's going to look like for you, pile number 3. Temperance. A balance. Okay, so again, we've got this same message coming in about, if you're going to be doing the most, you also have to replenish your energy, okay? And again, temperance talks about balancing certain things. So like I said already about the food that you're putting into your body, make sure you're nourishing your body with the right foods. This is about checking in. What does your body need at this time? Do you need to be drinking more water? Are you drinking like too much soft drink at this time, or alcohol, things like that? It's okay to, have a drink on the weekends, but when it starts to affect your life and it's creating a little bit of an imbalance and it's affecting your health and your energy, just keep that in check, okay? So connections in reverse. Now this one says partnerships, contract, and commitment, okay? So this coming out in the reverse would indicate there's a lack of help around you right now, or it could be that a relationship's ended, or a lack of support, or something. There's been something here that's gone on within a connection. Could be a friendship, could be a partnership, could be with a sibling, could be a business relationship, or something that just hasn't quite worked out for you here. Let me see what's clarifying that one first. The moon. So the moon talks about our fears, okay? So perhaps this hasn't even happened yet, but you're feeling like something's not quite right here, or you're feeling of losing a certain connection around you at this time, okay? Or it could be that the connection did end and it was due to somebody's fear of putting themselves out there, or they've been holding back in some way, or a fear of commitment, this kind of thing, okay? Beneath the surface, hidden truths, something unknown, okay? So something's gone on here, okay? There's been some sort of untruth or something that's yet to be uncovered within this connection or partnership, or perhaps you are a little bit suspicious of somebody at the moment and whether they are who they say they are. Because again, this moon energy is things that are hidden, things that are unseen, things that are in the shadows. So somebody's not being completely upfront and honest with you at this time, okay? So that's really interesting, pile number 3. And this is with the Lapis. This talks about like protecting ourselves against other people and their negative juju, okay? So just be aware, everybody around you right now may not have the best of intentions for you, pile number 3. Let's keep going. It's clarifying that one. The Two of Pentacles, okay? So this is something, this energy is like a very in and out energy. So perhaps somebody's presenting themselves in a way that they are there for you, that they are 100% in, but this is about having one foot in and one foot out. This is like, as you can see, he is balancing on one leg. He can do lots of things, right? And he's dividing his energy equally between these two pentacles, and he can do all the things and he's loving it. But this is about not being able to, right? Becoming unbalanced, becoming unstable in this situation. This could be actually your energy. Now, I do have this other person coming out as well. So this could be your energy. Perhaps you just don't have the energy to put into two things, right? Because this can be like you've got two side hustles going on and you don't know which one to focus on, okay? And you can't do both. Or perhaps you're struggling to find the balance between home and family and work situation, okay? And you're not coping, but you're hiding it from people. Or this could be this other person that's doing this, okay? So somebody is pretending to be completely stable and okay with what's going on, but they're really in and out. They're not sure. They're a little bit back and forth, or they're a little bit undecided in a situation. Also, I feel the need to mention for some of you, this could be somebody who has more than one relationship going at a time. So balancing two different people or two different energies here as well. So that doesn't apply to everybody, but you will know if it applies to you. Perhaps it's you and you're trying to decide between two lovers, or perhaps, you know, you're in a relationship with somebody who feels very in and out, but it feels like there's a secret energy here to this, okay? Because this is about what's beneath the surface and what is hidden, what people can't see here, okay? So take that as it resonates. Pile number 3. Optimism. Okay, so I love this, and this came out before. You have this incredible hope or this incredible optimism, okay, that everything's going to work out, which is great. However, you need to follow through with those dreams or plant the seeds in order for these things to manifest. Sometimes we get into the habit of thinking, oh, I'm going to be sent a miracle, because, you know, especially when we have tarot readers and stuff like that, or I watched so-and-so's reading and they told me that this was going to happen and this blessing was going to come to me. Yes, possibly, but we need to put energy into things to see the rewards, and sometimes we don't see them right away, right? Some of us get into the trap of having this incredible optimism that we're going to have this amazing life and things are going to happen, but we don't actually put any of our energy out into manifesting it and just hope that it will just happen, okay? Clarifying that, we have the Eight of Pentacles, right? And this is about not putting the work in, okay? Perhaps you're taking a break, from something, or you're sleeping on something, or you've got a dream or an idea and you're like, this is going to be great, this is going to be amazing, this is going to make me so much money. Or, you know, it could be this relationship as well, like, this is going to be great, this is going to be perfect, but you're not putting any work into it. There's no work that's been put in here. And this is a little bit of a kick up the bum from your spirit team saying, we want to help you. We want to help you manifest all these dreams and desires that you know you are capable of, because you have this optimism, you have this hope about new beginnings. You are a positive person who knows that things are going to work out, but work with us here. We can't do everything. We need some help. We need your help, okay? We need your input as well, of the things that you can create and the things that you can manifest, but you need to come to the table with us too, right? Healthful eating. Well, I'm not surprised that come out, because I think I've already mentioned this a couple of times. Be mindful of what you're putting in your body at this time, pile number 3. Nourish yourself. You might be a little bit unwell. You might be sluggish, praying for a miracle healing, and yet you are filling your body with toxins. And this is the kind of thing that's like, Spirit's like, well, okay, we can help to heal you and heal your energy, but you need to come to the table and work with us here, okay? Clarifying that, the Knight of Cups, right? This is an offer of love, an offer of assistance, an offer of help, okay? So somebody's coming to help you here, whether this be your spirit team, or this could be another person, okay, that's going to come in and show you, like, how to eat healthily. So you might find, say you are unwell and you're praying for, oh, I wish I could just wake up feeling better, right? So Spirit, rather than just going, okay, we're going to heal you while you're sleeping, you're going to miraculously wake up miracle healed well tomorrow, we're going to send you on the path of somebody who can help you, teach you to eat more healthily. We're going to send you this friend that, you know, really prioritizes their health and inspires you, or we're going to send you to a dietitian, or we're going to put somebody on your path that can lead you into your own self-healing. Okay, it doesn't have to necessarily be in regards to food, but, you know, perhaps they're putting you on a path of somebody who is a healer of some sort, or is teaching you, you know, different mindsets and things like that about mental health, and you know what I mean? Like, so they're putting people within your path rather than curing everything for you, but you need to put in the steps as well, right, to work with Spirit here. And I feel like that's the main message, is that pile number 3, you're not necessarily working with Spirit to make things happen here, okay? You're just wishing and hoping that everything will work out, okay? And it's great to have that incredible optimism, but it's going to take a very, very long time to manifest what it is that you desire if you're not willing to put the energy into the things that you want. Activist, okay? So this is about, okay, let's see what's clarifying it first. Ace of Pentacles, okay? So this is about a missed opportunity, okay? So there's opportunities that are out there, okay? So it might be that you're hoping, so say you're hoping for some sort of like new job or something like that. It's like you're just wanting somebody to offer it to you or bring it to you, or you know, just say, look, I've got this amazing opportunity for you, right? You're missing out on opportunities because you're not putting yourself forward and being your own activist, letting people know, letting spirit know why you're right for this opportunity, going to an interview and trying to convince them that you are the right person for this job is going to help you immensely. In like, you have to work with spirit to get these opportunities. Put yourself out there, show people why you are the person that deserves this opportunity, rather than just going, oh well, if it was meant for me, it would be for me. It would just come to me. It would just fall in my lap. This sounds a little bit hard. It sounds like a little bit too much effort, so maybe it's not worth it, right? This could be selling yourself as well. So perhaps you are a creative who's creating something incredible, right? And you're putting it out there and just going, okay, this is my new thing. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm not really getting much attention from this right now. So am I doing this right, kind of thing? Or people aren't really responding to this in the way that I had hoped. And it's because you need to sell yourself, you need to sell your product, you need to sell your creativity, you need to tell people why they need to invest in you and invest in your business, right? Courage, okay, and that's right, that putting yourself out there does take a lot of courage. And you're really needing to be your biggest cheerleader at this time, right? King of Swords, yeah, so you're finding the courage to be the King of Swords. Now the King of Swords, this is CEO energy, this is manager energy, this is boss up energy, this is, I know exactly what I'm doing and I have a plan structured out, okay? This king is very structured in the way that he does things. He's very smart, he's very intelligent, and I feel like this is what you need to do. You need to sit with your ideas and not just, yes, you absolutely have to have this incredible optimism and hope that everything's going to work out, and that is an essential part of manifesting. But another essential part of manifesting is that you have a structure, you have an idea, you have a dream and a goal and a structured plan in place about what you're going to do to get there. This is about leading the charge, okay? Here's what we're going to do. This kind of person is like the King of Swords. He has a team beneath him, right? He's like I said, management, CEO, boss, okay, business owner, and he has a team beneath him where he says, okay, you're going to do this and you're going to do that and you're going to do that, right? He's got a structured plan in place. You might be hiring people, right? Web designers, you might be hiring a team beneath you, okay? But he's all about delegating and taking control of a situation. He knows what he's doing and he's quite structured in his ways. He doesn't listen to other people and their ideas because he knows what the best outcome is to achieve his dreams and success, okay? Okay, next up we have sensuality. Okay, this one says, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. This is about not being afraid to be sexy. Put yourself out there. You know, wear whatever it is that you want to wear, okay, that makes you feel sexy and makes you feel seen and makes you feel noticed. This could be like going to get your lips done because you feel like it makes you feel sexy, or this could be, you know, wearing something that, you know, people might not necessarily agree with and go, oh, what's Pile 3 doing? They're portraying themselves in the way that I don't agree with, right? Or this could be about a sexual relationship. Let me see what's clarifying it. The Hierophant in reverse. Now the Hierophant it can talk about marriage because it talks about all sorts of structures, okay? So this could be for some people going outside of a marriage, okay, or a divorce, or, you know, seeking love outside of a marriage, or the end of a marriage and then starting a new relationship, okay, could be a thing for some of you. But the Hierophant talks about structures, our way of doing things, belief systems, things that are quite rigid, and this is like shaking things up a bit. And sensuality is about just living in the moment and doing whatever it is that you want. So somebody, like, you might have some sort of organization, church or family that go, oh, I don't know what Pile 3 is doing, like trying to dress all sexy or behave in this way, or just, you know, putting themselves out there in a way that we don't agree with. So you may face some sort of adversity, or it could be if you're starting a new relationship after ending one, or stepping outside your marriage, that you're receiving some sort of adversity here as well, okay? Confidence. I want to read this one too. They're saying, by earth and air, water and fire, let my confidence take light, burn higher. It's about having the confidence to do what it is that you want to do without listening to anyone else's outside viewpoints and objectives. Then you got the Four of Cups in the reverse. So it's like, you're already on this. You're already on this, right? You're like, I really want to put myself out there in this sort of way. I want to wear my hair in a certain way. I wish I could wear that. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that, okay? And then when it comes to actually doing it, you're like, I don't know if that's really for me. You know, maybe I don't have the figure for that, or maybe I'm too old for that, or maybe I'm, I don't want to put myself out there in this kind of way because I might face some sort of adversity, and then you're just not doing it, okay? It's like, you're just like, I'd like to do this thing, but, I'm so used to doing these things, I'll just keep doing this even though these things don't bring me happiness. As you can see, she's quite bored there looking at those cups. Like, I just wish things could be different. Here's the dream up here. Here's the dream up there, pile number 3. You're not going after it, okay? And again, you're just hoping that this one will work out with this optimism, incredible optimism. But are you really taking the chance to go after it, put yourself out there, Could be a relationship as well with the sensuality and all that sort of stuff, or it could be like a job opportunity, okay? Trust. This one says, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Let me see what's clarifying that one. 9 of Swords. So this is about anxiety, fears, worries, okay? So you trust, but then you have the anxiety and worries about, what if this doesn't work out? What if this is a bad move? What if this comes back to bite me in the ass, right? What if I regret this decision? Okay, what if I trust in the universe and it doesn't provide? What if it does? What if it does? What if it works out? Okay, what if you were to really put yourself out there in a way that was truly authentically showing up in the way that you want to show up, and the universe responds with all these amazing opportunities for you, okay? What if it does work out? Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges, okay? So this is what's clarifying judgment. 7 of Swords, okay? So you are going to receive people are going to be judging you for a decision that you're going to make, but you're going to need to stand confident in the fact that that's who you are. You're showing up authentically, and it doesn't matter what anyone else says. One of my favorite quotes is that what anyone else thinks of us is none of our business, right? It's a them problem. If somebody's reacting to you in the way that you're showing up in the world in a negative way, it has much more to do with them and their own insecurities than it does about you. That is why you're being drawn to the Lapis stone for protection from negativity, okay? Online negativity from family members, friends, people that don't agree with your life decisions. Perhaps you have stepped outside your marriage. Perhaps you have ended a relationship to begin a new one. Perhaps you have started showing, yourself online in a way that people don't agree with. Perhaps you are going after a new job that people don't agree with, okay? People think that you're supposed to do things in a specific way, or the way that you've been brought up, or the way that you've been taught, and this is about you going, no, I'm taking control. I'm doing things my way. I've got a plan. I know the way that I'm going, and I'm not listening to anyone else's outside opinions, because I know what it is that I'm doing and where that I'm going, okay? Almost done, I promise, okay? Fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. That's right. You're giving into fear here, pile number 3, okay? That's what it is. You're giving into the fear of what other people may say. 5 of Pentacles, right? A fear of lack of support, a fear of being abandoned by the people around you. Like, as you can see here, she's begging, right? What if you lose everything? What if you lose these relationships? What if you lose, money in this situation? Okay, this is about being left without you. She's got bare feet and she's begging here. What if this was to happen? And what if something incredible was to happen? What if living authentically in your own energy, in the way that you want to show up in the world, brought you every single blessing that you know is on the cards for you, that is coming because you've had this incredible optimism, okay? It's like, your energy, your message here is like, I don't want to make any changes or do anything or rock the boat or change anything around because it might all fall apart, okay? But so then you're stuck in this stagnant energy of not being able to make any decisions about your future and just praying and hoping that the universe is going to step in and go, oh yeah, you're not making any changes, so we're just going to do it for you. We're going to give you all the blessings, even though you haven't come to work with us and helped to manifest any of it. That's not how manifestation works. Good luck, pile number 3, and be brave and make some moves. Thanks. Okay, pile number 4, for those of you who chose this beautiful rose quartz pendant, rose quartz is actually one of the most popular crystals among crystal enthusiasts because it is the crystal of unconditional love. So it's beautiful, perfect for a gift for somebody, but it's about, you know, just being openly loving and having that unconditional respect for yourself or for a loved one as well. It talks about self-love, you know, being incredibly accepting of ourselves and others and viewing everything from a place of love, letting go of any defenses and just opening up the heart chakra and just, you know, just being so open and loving. All right, so this pendant is currently available on my website. Link is in the description box below, and let's get into your reading. Okay. The first card that we have for you is the Breathing Rose. Heart healing, emotions, connection, and time eases. Okay, so we're healing the heart here, which does not surprise me that you picked the rose quartz. That is a perfect crystal to choose for heart healing. Okay, so it's clarifying that. Okay, so we have the Fool in reverse. Now the Fool in reverse is about jumping into something, just leaping, taking a leap of faith here. So he's at the edge of this cliff and he's ready to jump, right? He's ready to take that leap and just put his faith and trust in the universe that everything will work out. But when it comes out in the reverse here, there's fear here. Fear of opening up to love, of letting someone in, of letting others in. Fear of, you know, just trusting in someone else or in ourselves. Okay, so this is hesitancy. So you're wanting to trust, but you're hesitant. Okay, let's keep going. The Anointed. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. Okay, so you are being called upon to be a leader at this time, okay? But so let's see what's clarifying it. Are you answering this call? Because with the Fool here in reverse, it would seem that you might be sleeping on this opportunity, right? 6 of Wands, right? This is victory, success, recognition, being recognized, all right? This is not being recognized, being passed up for an opportunity, missing out, okay? So it may be that you are missing out on something incredible here because your fear is holding you back here. All right, let's keep going. Whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer, channel. So you might be incredibly creative or somebody who is deeply connected to spirit. You may be a light worker as well. All right, let me see what's clarifying that one first. You have the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is about an offer of love. This is somebody coming in to help you. So this person may be a creative person, an artist, you know, somebody who plays an instrument, a writer, somebody who's good with their hands, this kind of thing, or is just an incredibly loving, creative and passionate human, rather than like somebody who's like a doer, like somebody who is, you know, imaginative and really speaks from their soul. Very, very loving person here. Perhaps you are missing out on this opportunity because you're closed off to it or closed off to this person for some reason. Okay, this could be yourself. It could be your own energy. Perhaps this is the part of yourself that you've closed off to at this time. Let's keep going and see where this story evolves. Connection. So we have partnership, contract, and commitment. Okay, so this looks like somebody else. Okay, there's 2 people involved in this scenario. So it seems that you've closed yourself off to some sort of connection here. Let me see what else is clarifying this connection. The 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups talks about this exact thing: partnerships, connections, and contracts. So somebody coming in could be a business partner, could be a new friend, could be a lover. Okay. But the thing about the 2, this is like I love it when the cards say, I said what I said, right? Which is what they're doing here. Okay, so this is two people involved in this situation. The thing about the Two of Cups is that both people need to be open for this equal exchange, okay? So this is not a one-sided connection. It's two people working together, coming together, joining hands, okay? To do and achieve something together, whether it be for a love connection, which, I mean, you did pick the rose quartz, or it be business or whatever. Conscious steps, considered action, and looking forward, okay? So taking things slowly, step by step, right? So you don't want to rush into anything, right? So perhaps you are willing to explore this connection or this new person that's entering your life or this new partnership. However, you're wanting to take things slow, okay? Okay, it's getting juicy, okay. So we have the Eight of Wands here now. The Eight of Wands is about things moving really, really quickly, okay? So this person, he's an archer, right? He's got his eye on the prize and he's shooting for it and he's just going at it full speed ahead, right? Straight for the target. So what this seems like here is that you've got two people here, right? One person is a more slow moving and, you know, the other person likes to race into things and likes to have a lot going on and likes things to progress quite quickly, okay? So you've got, like, it almost seems like polar opposites here. Like one person wants to go slow, the other person just wants to race full steam ahead, right? That's really interesting. Okay, so perhaps this is causing some issues here. Sensitivity and strength. Okay, tapping the forces within. So this is about being a little bit sensitive to the other person's way of doing things or seeing things from another person's perspective here, right? So rather than being critical and being like, oh, you race into things or you move too slow, right? This is about recognizing that this person is very different from you and you have a complete different ways of doing things and trying to find a way that you can make this work together. Okay, let's just clarifying that. The Page of Swords. Now this is about message communication. So this is about having a chat, talking about the differences between the two of you. What pace are you comfortable moving at and what pace am I comfortable moving at, and working out whether or not you can make this work together, and just being very aware of what it is that the other person needs and what you need. Okay, it's an equal balance here. We have Believe. Let me see what's clarifying that one. King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so this is about the King of Wands is a leader, a teacher, somebody who takes control, who takes charge, right? So this could be either or, really. So one of you is not believing the fact that you can lead this person, or that this person can be a leader, okay? So you might feel like, so whoever the slower moving person is, right, you might feel like, oh, this person, so it could be like, this person's too whimsical and creative and not really focused and can't really take control, can't take care of me in the way that I need to be taken care of. If this is like a business relationship, look, I need somebody who's capable of doing the things that I'm capable of doing, and this person is just not the person. I can't be micromanaging this person. Okay, this is what this seems like here, right? Higher education. Yeah, so perhaps somebody needs to learn some new skills, or somebody needs to learn more, or is not quite capable of achieving what you need them to achieve at this time, right? So it's clarifying that. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Now the Nine of Pentacles, this is a very selfish energy, okay? So somebody's being quite selfish here, okay? This could be you, or this could be the other person. So there's a bit of an imbalance here. One person wants to do things all their way, right? Because this King of Wands in reverse, because he is a leader, he can be quite aggressive in the way that he leads. Like, he knows what he's doing and he's not listening to anybody else's point of view here, right? So this could be you, or this could be the other person in this connection. So take that as it resonates. But somebody here is not open to seeing another person's perspective, even though there's a conversation here that has happened. It's like, just because you've talked about it doesn't mean that you're necessarily taking that on board, right? So something to think about in this connection. Play music. Again, some sort of creativity here. It could be that you're doing some sort of creative venture. You could be writing a song together. You could be producing something creative here together. Okay, let's see what's clarifying that. The Hierophant in reverse. Okay, so the Hierophant is like, when you think about playing music, like music is flowy and it's, you know, you can just shake up some energy when you can play some music and just have fun with it, right? Now the Hierophant is about structures here. So one person is like very impulsive, very in the moment, very dreamy, very passionate, very go with the flow and chill, and the other person is quite rigid and structured in the way that they do things and the way that they are used to seeing results right here. So this coming out in the reverse is about breaking down structures, and it could be that you're a little bit of both, right? It could be that, you know, one person's wanting you to do things a different way to what you're wanting to do, or you're wanting them to do things in a way that they're not used to doing, or the way that they want to do things. And this is about breaking down the walls, breaking down the structures, working together in order to find a new way of doing things that's sort of like in the middle. Okay, so having some structure but not having one person dominate the whole relationship or situation here. Okay, creativity, again, it kind of feels like to me that there's some sort of venture, creative venture, or something creative that's going on here between the two of you, or perhaps one of you just needs to recognize that the other person is a more creative soul. And sometimes that like, people see that as a weakness. I'm a creative, and people see that as a weakness, but it's not. It's a strength, as long as people can understand how to work to other people's strengths and not just say, yeah, here we go. So this is the Three of Cups. Now this is about celebrating, right? So this is like not being celebrated here, okay? Something here is not being celebrated. This person's creativity is not being celebrated, okay? Where this is a strength, is what I was just saying, okay? So you can learn to work with this person's strengths, or you can say, oh no, this is not for me, you know, and shoot this person down, or vice versa, or however this is playing out for you. Harvest. Now this is about reaping the rewards of this relationship or this situation, or, you know, if it is a creative venture that you're working on together, or some sort of business or partnership. This is about when the money comes in, when you start to see the rewards, when you start to see the longevity of this, right? So we have the Five of Wands, right? So this is what's blocking your harvest here. This is what's blocking this happily ever after, this, you know, starting to see the rewards of this situation, is that you're playing a tug of war with each other. No, I want to do it this way. No, I want to do it that way. This way's better. That way's better. It's bickering. It's not actual fights and arguments. It's just bickering and competition about, this is a better way of doing things. No, my way is a better way of doing things. It seems like you need some mediation up in here, okay? Whether this is a business partnership, a love relationship, whatever, okay? Needs to be some balance here. True love come to me. True love shall come to me, as I do will, so mote it be, okay? So you're wanting peace and harmony and true love here. You've got the rose quartz crystal that you've chosen. Let's see what's clarifying that. The Nine of Wands in reverse. So the Nine of Wands is about when you're tired of this and you just want to give up, okay? You want to give up on this situation. You're tired of the fighting. You're tired of the bickering, but you're still standing strong and firm in your belief systems, right? In the reverse here, this is about giving up, right? You don't want to keep fighting this. So I feel like you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this with this person anymore. They just don't see eye to eye with me. We are two completely different people. We have different views, different passions, different desires. I can't work at this person's pace because they're just not aligned with me. But perhaps they are. Perhaps, because there's a lot of potential here and there's a lot of like love and connection here. So perhaps we just need to be a little less rigid and have some more compromise in this situation, pile number 4. Acceptance. Here we go. Okay. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So you cannot change this person, but perhaps you can change yourself. You can always change yourself and change your ability to be able to accept people as they are and work with their strengths here, okay? I feel like you're just viewing things from the wrong perspective here. Rather than being hypercritical of this person, you can say, okay, well, this is what this person is not very good at. We've already established that. I can take on this role, I'm good at this, and work together, because there's so much potential here for this incredible harvest, right? If this bickering would just stop and this competition, right? Let's see what's clarifying. Acceptance. 10 of Pentacles. Ultimate abundance. This is long-term stability. So if you are able to accept this person for who they are, this relationship, whether it be business or love, has long-term potential here. And this is like lots of pentacles. If you're in a business, right, if this is a business partnership, this is the ability to make lots and lots of money that will leave a legacy here, okay? Service. I feel good when I can help others, okay? So perhaps there's something that you can do to assist this person, right? Rather than being critical of the fact that they're not doing things the way that you want to, perhaps you could, you know, what can you do to help this situation? What can you do to help inspire this person? What can you do to assist this person in pursuing their dreams, as well as they're helping you in, you know what I mean? Like a bit of give and take here. Okay, so the Chariot. So this is about taking charge, right? So you're taking the reins here, okay? So perhaps this other person is the flaky person. Perhaps the other person is like, you know, they sort of do things and they have good intentions, but they're not a follow-through person. They're not a leader. So you can take leadership of this situation without sort of being too dominant here. Okay, here's what I need you to do. Let's work with your strengths. How can I help you? How can I help you help me? Okay. Finally, we have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Okay. And, okay. Oh, that was a weird way to end. Okay, so temperance in reverse. Now, this is about an imbalance here. So, somebody here has some sort of health imbalance, whether they're not taking care of themselves, their vessel, their health. Could be that they are, you know, that they have some sort of issues within the foods that they're eating to nourish their soul. They may deal with alcoholism. They may be dealing with a drug addiction or something like that. But they're not taking good care of themselves and their vessel, right? So this could be what this has all been about, right? Could be that you're wanting to help them help themselves, okay? Or this could be any situation that is out of balance within them, right? Perhaps they are having some issues with their mental health as well, okay? There's an imbalance within their mental health, right? How can you help them help themselves, okay? You can't do everything for them. You can't dominate them if they're not ready to do things in a particular way, okay? But you can help inspire them. You know, ask them, what do you need from me? How can I help you? This kind of thing, okay? That's all I have for you, pile number 4. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.